Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So, the Walking Dead Season 4, the final season, gameplay actually got released. It was actually 15-minute gameplay footage, which was actually kind of nice. It's not too spoily at all in case some of you are wondering. It's actually kind of like a first look at the game, kind of like in gameplay wise, because the gameplay is really different from what it was before. But yeah, I thought I talked about this, so yeah. Basically, in the whole gameplay, it basically showed the first 15 minutes of the game, which basically showed the train station that Clem and AJ were at, and they were in a code. And the two items that they showed was a crowbar and canteen. And a cool thing that I want to talk about the gameplay is the UI, because the UI, it actually has like, I'm totally throughout the video, but so far in the UI, it actually gives you like a description on like what kind of UI it has, and like not UI, but like the item. Like it talks about the item saying like, oh, this canteen has less water, or this crowbar can be used to like pry something open, or something like that. So I thought that was kind of like a nice touch for Telltale to do, because they've never really done anything like that. All we have is the inventory to the left, and then that's it. And also, there's actually a new put of consequences in the game. So if you can see, there's a spell, and it actually warns you that this choice will basically choose consequences, whether you do it or not. Which I know they showed in like the really bad footage of gameplay of the Clem. I don't want to spoil it in case no one has seen it, but basically Clem was able to do something, and if she did it, then something happened which missed the opportunities. That's all I'm gonna say. And in the bell, you can see that she rung the bell and then she saw more walkers. Now, in the other gameplay footage, it showed that Clem just first time saw these walkers, so that must have been when you didn't ring the bell. So that's something I kind of wanted to mention, and it could possibly be dangerous, or it could actually be good. So I wonder what else they can do with the final season to make these choices matter, because maybe this will only be for causing more walkers. So we gotta be careful where we go and how we want to do things, because it really gives me Detroit Become Human vibes whenever you pick up an item or something and this choice can happen, but it only happens if you did something in like the previous act or whatever, or the first like whatever minute. So yeah, that's something I want to talk about. And also, there's some unscripted walker events, which is pretty much the same gameplay we've already seen. And the game actually has like an actual running animation, which I know in like previous games they did have sprint, but I think it was only for PC, and it wasn't really sprinting, not like running. It was basically just them walking faster, which I thought was funny back then. But it's kind of cool to see an actual running animation. It really gives me the Life is Strange, Max Caulfield kind of vibe. That's something I wanted to mention. And also, there was actually a collectible that I saw which looked like a deer skull. So it's kind of cool that we get to find all these collectibles, and like we get to keep them in the bag. So I'm not sure if they said that it was gonna be like part of the hood of the car, maybe, or like an ornament that maybe you could decorate Clem's car. That's something I wanted to mention. So who knows, maybe. And then there was some quick time events which actually shows Batman Telltale series gameplay, because I don't think Walking Dead has done gameplay where you have to press two buttons at the same time like that. So that's something cool that I want to mention. And also about the deer skull, I still think that's a collectible. I don't think it's possibly an ornament to the code, but who knows, I could be wrong. Maybe it's something cool you could do with Clem. Now this is something really interesting what I want to show. It actually shows in the left corner, AJ is always listening, which is interesting because this pretty much shows that whatever Clem does, AJ sees. I actually wanted to make a video about this, but I'm glad they actually confirmed it, which I think it was obvious, but I'm glad they did, because it really shows like what AJ is gonna be, because he's been following Clem basically throughout the whole zombie apocalypse, and he never really had a normal life, so he only has Clem to look up to. And maybe when AJ has certain situations that are similar to Clem in the past, AJ will basically do what Clem does and actually just do it because he doesn't know what else to do. He's basically choosing the best course of action by what Clem thinks. Now obviously it shows that AJ really doesn't give a fuck about walkers, which is something I thought was obvious at first, because he learned how to use a gun and he's only like 6 years old. And also it says that your choices will determine what he'll become. So something I want to talk about this was that I'm wondering if AJ could be possibly an ending to the final season. And by what I mean by that is that depending on how we made AJ in the final season, that will basically affect how the final season will end, sort of. Why I'm saying sort of is because I don't want AJ to like be entirely of a different ending, but I still want to be like a different ending, if that makes sense. Like I want Clem to be able to choose the ending, but with AJ maybe taking a different reaction to the ending. That's something I want to keep in mind. That maybe depending on like what we do to AJ, or maybe if Clem dies, AJ will, I don't know, maybe he'll die or something if he doesn't want to live. That's what I'm thinking. Because Clem says keep the last will for yourself. I know that's not like canon, but that's something I just want to mention. And also, there's another part of a new UI which objective pops up, but never happens before, so it's nice that they're actually showing objectives in the game instead of, I don't know, the normal left corner thing, so that's kind of nice to touch. Something else they mentioned, which they actually mentioned before, was that this is not necessarily the end for Telltale's The Walking Dead. It was basically the end of Clementine's journey, so they obviously aren't gonna say that much, so I'm not sure what they're gonna do for Walking Dead. I think they might be going for the comic book route where they do maybe like a spin-off of a comic book character. I know Negan like has one on like his own comic book series, like a small mini series I think on the comics, but it would be interesting to see them go back to the comic book route and see what they could do with the characters. But to be honest, I would prefer something like 400 Days where they actually made like their own characters, their own basically universe of Telltale games. So that's something that I want to say because I really feel like Telltale has something unique which they should take advantage of. So that's something I want to mention. And also, now you can see there was a couple tied up and they died apparently, and they left a note basically saying that they don't want to die, they want to be remembered this way together forever. And then AJ mentions that they're not people anymore, they're walkers, so you can really see how hardened he is because he never lived a normal life in society. And now there's actually a choice, not big spoilers, it actually is like a small choice, which I think the only thing it'll do is affect AJ. You can basically kill the couple or send AJ inside, which will be which will possibly lead in harm's way because AJ's going inside alone. I want to mention that because it kind of reminded me of Walking in Season 2 when Clementine entered the ticket booth, but obviously those were different situations because it was either Bonnie going in or Clem going in, and obviously you played as Clem, so yeah. And now they obviously, with the grenade and all, that was like a cool little touch, like to make it exciting, and then they go back in the car basically. It actually shows more unscripted Walker events, with AJ actually like pushing something, which was something kind of funny, because AJ can help you in combat, so that's something that was nice. And so, something else I wanted to mention was that they actually went back to the car, and there was actually a cool sequence towards the car thing. And also AJ can basically swear, and you can basically teach him how to swear, but kind of like when Lee told Clem shit, and then Clem could say it like one time in episode 1 of season 2, so that's something I kind of wanted to mention. And also, but yeah, the walkers, the unscripted walker events, this actually looks really nice because it shows AJ actually helping Clem attacking one of the walkers, so maybe it could be like a one cool thing that makes the final season unique, where AJ can suddenly come up, or maybe other cast members of the game will come up and help you fight walkers, so that's what I want to show. And also, this is the first time we've seen a horde of walkers, so that's something cool. And one thing I want to mention was that the car scene, it was actually a really nice touch. With the, obviously the camera work, and it really felt intense when Clementine was in the car because, obviously they were like being surrounded by walkers. They were basically trapped in there, and Clementine had the keys, so I thought that was a little cool touch. And also the first person view, that's something cool I want to mention, so yeah. I'm really digging the unscripted walker events. I think that's like a nice touch to the game that we kind of needed. And obviously the quick time events, I love them so much, and with the final season, with the car thing, it looked really awesome, so I'm hoping we'll get more of that. And that's kind of it for this breakdown, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you when the full games of the Walking in the final season releases. And if you guys have an opinion, tell me down in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'll see you guys later, and subscribe, and bye.